every worker has a right to have a seat at the bargaining table, and the unionization is hitting every sector. This headline right here, sisters and brothers and family and friends, brings me so much joy. LA strip club dancers vote to unionize, finally. A seat at the table. This reporting is coming from the USA Today. And what could define live entertainment history? Making history, baby. 15 months after attempting to unionize, dancers at a Los Angeles gentlemen's club are one step closer to becoming the first group of strippers to form a union in America. That's right, you heard it. And let's give you some of the backstory. The employees took to the streets to protest about unsafe work conditions and other concerns that they have had. And we all know most often when workers are rising up, they are rising up for three pivotal reasons: wages, work conditions, and benefits. Now, it may be a whole lot under those three umbrellas, but mainly it is those three major things. And they filed a petition for a union election with the National Labor Relations Board in August of 2022. We mentioned the NLRB often on the show, and so we just want to remind you what that stands for. The National Labor Relations Board is an independent federal agency that protects the rights of private sector employees to join together with or without a union to improve their wages and work conditions. Go ahead and put an exclamation point, underline the message in a bottle, baby. And it is so wonderful to see this happening because, of course, it is going to have a ripple effect in this particular sector. The Actors Equity Association president, Kate Schindel, said the following: every worker who wants a union deserves a union. The Star Garden dancers have been absolute warriors throughout this long process, and I'm thrilled that we've won recognition of their rights to safety and democracy in the workplace and representation at the bargaining table. The Star Garden dancers, they weighed in on this moment as well, and they had the following to say: I'm excited that all of my beautiful co-workers will finally have a seat at the table and a voice to discuss safety and other issues. This is a big day for us and dancers everywhere. That's Cinder at one of the Star Garden dancers, and then one of her colleagues. The entire strip club industry. Strippers who want to unionize their workplaces and have a voice in the way their clubs are run now have a clear path forward. That's Lilith, again, a Star Garden dancer. Jackson, Action Jackson, what say you on this?
Well, I think that, a lot of people may overlook the fact that strippers work in physical locations, so this isn't necessarily the same thing as like maybe an OnlyFans model where you're at home and you don't have to deal with having to show up to work, deal with management. But this is a situation where they're, everyday regular employees. They have to show up to work on time. They have to split the money that they get. So they absolutely have issues that they run into, especially during a recession. Oftentimes strippers will be the first ones to tell you that everybody broke. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely, and again, in terms of them having a physical location to show up to, they face the same type of workers issues that everyone else does. And also, we need a lot more of this because this is really the only way that we're going to see real change for the working class moving forward, given the fact that there's so much corporate corruption in the system at the federal, state, and local levels. The only way that we can properly combat that type of influence is if we come together and force the managerial class basically to just be more fair with this. So I think that this is great. And again, it makes perfect sense. So yeah, definitely good news.
It is very good news, and as some of the Star Garden dancers mentioned, this does open a pathway for other dancers who find themselves in the same position. It will give people a lot of courage and a lot of hope. Unionization, baby, that is absolutely the way to go. Y'all go ahead and get it.